Hi, welcome back to the homestead. Uh, it was kind of inevitable that I would do a tool review, seeing I am building a house. It's not really a review, but just a rundown of some of the tools that I have. And right now I have in front of me my Makita tools. These are all the Makita battery tools that I have. I do have other corded Makita tools, but these are just the 18 volt battery tools, and I'll start from the beginning and I'll go all the way to the end of where I started and where I have ended up and why, and maybe a little backstory on each one of these tools. So the first thing I ever got was this chainsaw. I originally bought this saw to put in my Jeep or in the truck on my way to work because I travel through a very dense wooded area back and forth to work. In the Jeep, because you're always, when you're out wheeling, you always come across trees that you need to trim out. And having a gasoline chainsaw in the Jeep is just, unless you got a mount for it outside, it can just stink up the Jeep. So I bought that. I wanted a little saw anyways. It came with two 5 amp hour batteries. It lasts an incredible amount of time, and it's not the brushless version. They make a brushless one now that will last much longer. The charge will last longer. But I've found there's nothing that I can't cut with it. It's got a fairly short bar on it, maybe a 12-inch bar. So if you can, you basically gives you 24 inches of cut if you go back and forth. Two 5 amp hour batteries with the quick charger. And like I said, I originally bought that for the Jeep and to put in the truck. But since then, I have used it almost exclusively up at the sawmill. It's just been an amazing tool for the mill, and that's pretty much where it goes, unless we have a storm, and then I'll throw it into the truck. Or if I go jeeping, it goes into the Jeep. But for the most part, it gets used up at the sawmill now, just for trimming out stuff. If I've got a knot that hangs out too far or something, boom, it works great. Anyone that runs a mill that doesn't have a battery-powered saw, you're missing out. So, so it's not really a true test of a chainsaw, but I'll just show you how quiet it is, and it really, I mean, that's a dull chain. It probably needs to be sharpened, but it's quick, easy, no gas. You do have to put bar and chain oil in it, but if you throw it in the truck or in a vehicle, you're not smelling gas. You know, if you live out in the middle of nowhere like we do, it's a handy little item to have. It doesn't replace a gas saw. I've got a 56cc saw that I use out in the woods, but it's a great little saw to have around the house. After I bought that, we liked it so much, my wife had wanted a string trimmer. So we ended up buying this little string trimmer. It's probably the bottom of the line for that LXT string trimmers. It's a single battery. My wife loves it. She uses the hell out of it, and that makes it easier on me because I don't have to get out my big trimmer and trim around. I do have a Husqvarna, a 26cc Husqvarna, that's just an animal when it comes to trimming, and if I let it go too long, I'll grab that and it just tears it up. But for my wife that doesn't want to run a gas trimmer, it's been great. She uses the hell out of it. I don't think she can wear down a battery and trimming around the house. So after we got the string trimmer and the uh, chainsaw, I have a DeWalt set, and it was starting to wear out. It was an old 18-volt DeWalt set, and the batteries were fading, and I found that I was charging them all the time. So I bought this this Makita brushless drill, and this one is the XFD13, and it's been great. I love it. I use it all the time, just about on a daily basis. I'll have that out for one reason or another. So that was a no-brainer. I had batteries. I wanted a circular saw. I've read some good things about different circular saws and the durability and how long the batteries last now compared to the way they used to be. So I ended up buying this brushless version for my Makita. There again, I had batteries. I may as well take advantage of it, and it's been amazing. I mean, I ripped down sheets of 3/4 inch plywood with it. It absolutely amazed me from the very beginning. So after that, to buy a battery, it was like $127 for a battery and a charger. And on a whim, we were at, I think, Home Depot or something, and they had the Makita blower on sale, one of those little markdown areas, and I didn't really want a blower. I've got a really nice backpack blower, but it came with a battery, and the price was $79. And I'm like, well, I can't really turn that down. So there it is. I bought that. It came with a 5 amp hour battery, which is really good. I mean, you can, like I said, it's 125, 127 bucks. Something like that for a battery and a charger, and I got it for $79, and it came with a blower. I didn't care about the blower. It wasn't anything that I really wanted to buy, but it was tough to turn down the deal. Ended up with the blower. Time passes a little bit, and I was working up at the mill, and had a lot of sawdust hanging on the mill, and I like, oh, I don't want to go get the backpack blower. I'll try that Makita blower that I'd gotten a month or so prior. Holy cow. Probably one of the best purchases I've ever made when it came to just a spur of the moment kind of purchase. I use it all the time. I don't use it as much as the drill, but man, I use that thing to clean the deck, up at the sawmill. I use it to clean out the cab of the tractor. I use it to blow out the Jeep. I've even cleaned up the leaves under the maple trees down here that I would normally put the backpack blower on for. And anyone that doesn't have one, I don't care if you are a contractor or you're just a homeowner that doesn't even have a drill. It doesn't matter. You can use that to clean off your deck, around your yard, walkways. I've even blown the snow off the porch with it. You don't want to have a lot of snow, but you know, if you get a dusting or a couple inches that you want to get rid of, boom, that thing works. Show you. It's amazing. So I ended up with that, and that leaves two more items here that's out here. I recently purchased this reciprocating saw, like a little jigsaw. I have a corded one, and I had been saying I want to buy a a one that will go with this battery set. So I got that, and I got this little trim router, and I have used this, and it's like all the other tools, it's been amazing. Just give you that nice finished look, and you can see on this side it's all nice and rounded off. On this side, still square. I keep a little rounding bit on there. Excuse me. And it's worked great. So I guess that leaves the only non-Makita tool out here. It's my coffee mug, which is just as amazing as all of this. As a matter of fact, I have to keep the lid off it for about 10 minutes before I can drink coffee out of the damn thing, because it's just like lava water. This is just a small portion of our tools. I'm sure you'll see them in and out of video shoots. You'll see the backpack or the blower and the chainsaw up the mill quite a bit. All the other tools you'll see in the construction of the house. Chainsaw, I do have that jig to do bird mouth cuts, and to do cuts on timbers. So I didn't have to buy a big saw, and I didn't have to flip timbers to make cuts on them. And that's a pretty cool item, and I'll do a whole video on that. So this is it. We'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends.